I'm a Hooters waitress, and here's how much I make in tips a day. I thought this would be a pretty interesting article to read because I've just read a few articles with like OnlyFans creators that are making disgusting amounts of money. So seeing like how much a Hooters waitress might make would be kind of cool to see. Let's see, is there sound on this?
I
Music?
have a
Huh.
4. I have a 31. It's because he asked for my number. And then I have a 50.
Okay, interesting. So the Hooters waitress has some pretty huge tips, and they're going wildly viral. Singling wings part time is an apparently lucrative gig for law student Leah Fennelly, 23, who raked in a jaw dropping 10.3 million TikTok views with a clip revealing how much money she earns in gratuity during an 8-hour, 12 to 8 p.m. shift on a random Thursday. Wow, this is on Thursday. Now that's interesting because you could pretty much expect if this was like a Friday or Saturday night, dear Lord, whatever she's made, probably double or triple that. So, first three tips of the morning we have $3 cash and some change, $7 cash and some change, and $8 cash and some change, says the smiley brunette from Florida as she flaunts the bills for the camera. Later, while on duty, Fennelly, while donning a deep V cut Hooters t shirt and the chain's unmistakable orange uniform shorts, then shows off another influx of cash tips from three other customers, including $6, $14, and $23 tips. Now, the interesting thing about this, right? Let's say that you're able to keep all the tips, right? Because I don't know how necessarily this works for like a waitress or whatever. But let's just say that you're able to keep up all the cash tips, right? Kind of on the down low. If you were to ever get pulled over, would an officer just assume that like you're a stripper or something? If you were to go on a date with someone and they just see like this massive wad of cash, would they just assume that you're a stripper or something? Like, wouldn't it be kind of odd? Because like I don't know what waitresses tend to do with their money, right? Now, obviously, since she's a law student, she probably pays for her tuition probably pretty easily, right? So she went on to display five bonuses she scored from debit card transactions, which included massive $31 and $50 tips. Fennelly hoped she'd hit the mother lode when a baseball Hall of Famer who'd stopped by the eatery for a bite sat at one of her tables. I literally had no idea who he was, but customers started going up to him and asking him for pictures and autographs, she said. However, the unnamed pitcher ultimately gave her $7. But the baller's small token of appreciation was later offset by heftier boons from patrons who blessed her with tips ranging from $17 to $38. My thing is, one, how much was the cost of like the like original meal, right? Because that probably also plays into a factor as to how much they would be willing to tip. But wow, this is like really adding up. So after the shift, Fennelly counted at the day's haul for her more than 117,000 fans, revealing that she earned an impressive $282 in cash plus $100 sent via Cash App from one of her regular customers. Thunderstruck cyber watchers were blown away by her extraordinary payday. So that's $382 in a single day, just from tips. Keep that in mind, just from tips. LOL, I'm a nurse and you make more than a starting nurse in a 12-hour shift, laughed a viewer. I'm an engineer and this girl makes more than me. LOL, I'm never tipping again, teased another. But Fennelly isn't the only Hooters hotshot making bank for serving up steaming dishes in clean cropped couture. A platinum blonde waitress in Georgia went viral for racking up an epic $521 during her midday shift at the top of the year. And cleavage feigning staffer Kristen Songer, who struck TikTok gold in June with a clip about how she transforms Her A-cup breast into mountainous knockers for work was praised when she revealed that she earns upwards of $400 a shift at Hooters, which is money that she allocates towards her college tuition bill. However, in Fenley's case, a handful of commentators were highly disappointed to learn that her major league playing client left her a meager handout. Nobody talking about the $7 from the ex professional athlete, wrote one critic. If it was 20% of his bill, then yeah, it would be fine, but acting like people don't deserve tips is ridiculous. But in a separate post, Finley assured everyone that she's extremely grateful for every tip she gets, regardless of the amount. We've all been there where we get a $0 tip and it sucks, she said, so I'd rather get a $5, $6, or $7 instead of getting nothing. I'm grateful for everything that anyone has given to me for providing them with good service. See, I love this statement. Like, so many people can actually like learn from this statement, right? Like, we've all been there where we get a $0 tip and it sucks, right? This could literally be in like in any situation, right? You could be like in sales, it could be in literally any job where basically something bad happened, right? But she says, so I'd rather get a $5, $6, or $7 instead of getting nothing, and I'm grateful for everything that anyone is given to me for providing them with good service. Like, this is like really cool to see someone being this grateful, right? Like, this is the type of person when you see someone like this that says something like this, and like you're aware of it, next time you see them, you are probably going to tip them pretty well, saying like, "Hey, you are an awesome person. Thank you for being grateful of everyone." Right? Because you also got to keep in mind too, not everyone who ends up like eating at Hooters or whatever and like gets a meal or whatever can necessarily tip that well, right? And here's the thing, right? Like any small amount will add up, right? Any small amount will add up because the way that a lot of these like Hooters or type of restaurant, like Hooter type restaurants, there's usually a lot of turnover, right? So as long as you can provide really good service to everyone equally, right? Like to the best of your abilities, I should say, you're bound to just like be doing pretty well just purely by numbers, right? Like if you see, I don't know, like 50 to 60 customers in your shift, right? Yeah, you're going to have some crappy ones there. You're going to be seeing some low ones. You're going to be seeing some medium ones. And then you're going to see some high ones. And then you're going to see some really outlandish tippers, right? It's just all like a numbers game, right? It's like the same thing with pretty much anything. It's just a numbers game. Like the more you keep doing something, the higher likelihood you're going to end up getting some sort of benefit from it, right? So I just really like this kind of like mindset that this girl has. I think it's really cool. So props to this person at Leah underscore Fennelly. So at Leah underscore Fennelly. But hey, that's pretty cool, right? Making 280 something dollars per day is pretty nice. The funny thing is, she has like what, over 100,000 followers on her TikTok. And again, we just got done reading a few articles about people using OnlyFans to make money. This girl, if she were to create some sort of OnlyFans, probably would make disgusting amounts of money, especially after someone probably reads this article. He's like, oh, this girl is such a nice girl and all that kind of stuff, right? And they'd probably just go crazy. Like, if I was her, depending on, your viewpoint on like having your own adult website or whatever in her specific situation, if she wants to pay for her like law school, well, I mean, here's the thing, like she could easily pay for her law school just doing Hooters, so she wouldn't necessarily need to do that. But if she basically felt like she didn't want to go down the legal route and she was okay with like modeling or adult content type of stuff, she could probably do that, set it to about like $20 per month, having her own business doing that, and probably clearing 20, 50, maybe even $100,000 per month with her follower base, which is pretty crazy when you really think about it. But I mean, with her hustle, with her customer service, she could easily make six figures very quickly doing something like that. But she could probably make six figures pretty much doing anything she really wants to. Because I mean, she's probably making six figures just doing this. Like, really. So, either way, manage your money well. Hopefully, she manages her money well. Pay off whatever debt she should have and all that kind of stuff. Save for her tuition, pay for her tuition, all that kind of stuff out of pocket. Don't go into debt for tuition, especially for law school. Like, that just would get brutal. So, if you want to learn how to get out of debt and master your money, go to 40inbox.com.